Hello, it's me again. All right, John, you asked me all three questions. I got another one besides yours. I'll answer at the end. Um, okay. Let's see. What'd you say? You said first kiss story, which is some fucking Lifetime movie shit. Um, I had this friend when I was in third grade. Okay, wait. Gonna get a little Florida on you here. Yeehaw. My first kiss was actually my cousin. My first cousin. My developmentally disabled first cousin, who is older than me by 4 years. I was like 4, and we had no idea what the fuck we were doing. It was weird. But my first actual consensual, knowledgeable kiss was, in third grade, and we were at the park, and there was like this big twisty slide. At the top was this. The twisty slide itself was like separate from the rest of the entire play thing, like the play jungle gym type thing. You could tell that it was at least 10 to 15 years older than all of the other playground equipment, but it was still attached to the new playground equipment. I don't know. It was metal and riveted, and it had a door. It had a door that locked from the inside. Which, I mean, you could always walk up the slide if you're an adult and snatch whoever was in there, but it was still kind of creepy. Anyways, they're in there, and this kid, I don't even fucking remember his name. This kid is like, well, London, I have something to tell you. I'm like, yeah, spit it out. He goes, I've been thinking. I'm like, don't hurt yourself. He's like, damn it, I'm trying to be romantic. I'm like, well, you're failing. And he like leans over and roughly kisses me, and we fall backwards down the fucking slide. So, and it was muddy. Yeah, it was gross. So there's that story. What's your other question? Worst secret I ever let slip. Oh, I'm actually like, I used to be notorious for being horrible at keeping secrets. So that's a hard one. I'm gonna say confessing to my mother that I did in fact work as a prostitute to get the deposit for this apartment. Yeah, she didn't believe me at first. She thought I was lying to like try to get at her. But no, yeah, telling my mom I was a fucking hooker. Okay, let's see what else. Weirdest childhood memory. Did you understand? I grew up with the fucking monsters. Alright. There is no weirdest childhood memory. My entire childhood is just a series of what the fuck events. Like, let's see. Like the fact that my Uncle Jack is known as the Boogeyman. Because when he first met me when I was 2, he goes, well, you're as cute as a bug. And I'm like, well, you look like a roach. And he goes, no, I'm not a roach, I'm the Boogeyman. And so now he's the Boogeyman. Or like, so there's so many stories I don't even fucking remember them. God, what's a good one? Oh, shit. Fuck. I can't even pause this video. My father really likes to blow shit up. Like, our family traditions are on gathering type holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, we blow things up. Like just this past Thanksgiving, last week, my father put a half stick of dynamite in a pumpkin. There was no pumpkin in our yard. There was a crater, and there was pumpkin in the 5 surrounding yards. It's pretty good. I helped my dad put flamethrowers on his 76 Cadillac hearse, which he liked to show off when leaving the elementary school parking lot, because that's safe. Yeah. Okay, what's the other question? Because, I'm probably gonna, think of a bunch of things tonight that'll make you guys go, what the fuck? And I'll have to wake up and make a whole new video. That was the last one. Okay, well, let's see. My weirdest sexual encounter. You see, that's the thing, is that, I had this habit of, having one day stands, I guess, because they hardly ever happen at night. I had a lot of, very, 2-date, 1 month boyfriends during my teenage years, because I didn't really like any of them. I just wanted something to do, both figuratively and literally. So, we could talk about the time that I bit a guy's dick for coming in my mouth when I told him to not. And then I got out of the car and walked on the beach that we were parked on, and there was a manatee. And I got in the water and I hung out with the manatee because fuck that dude. No, don't fuck that dude. Or we could talk about my nihilist ex-boyfriend, and the time that he bought me shit at a convention and then, we went to the bathroom. Or my weeaboo drifter. My redneck weeaboo drifter ex-boyfriend. Not drifter as in he travels, but drifter as in he was really into muscle cars, racing. And, he was just total fucking Japanophile. And he was 6 foot and 130 pounds of weirdo. And while we were having sex, listening to Bass Hunter, I didn't want to listen to music while we were fucking, but he did. And he just all of a sudden, while we're having sex, reaches under the bed and pulls out a fucking katana. And I'm like, I have this huge fear of weapons, so motherfucker doesn't even have to pull out. I just go backwards off the dick, forwards under the dude, and next thing you know, I'm in the corner of the room, cowering like a small animal. And yeah, he didn't do that again. Or my very first boyfriend, this little blonde thing that everybody thought was my son. We were literally 3 months apart, but he was so little and so cherubic that people thought he was my kid when I was 15. But he was a ladies' man. We discovered that the new boys' bathrooms at our middle school, high school, we were high school at that point, had full ceiling to floor doors. They were rooms, little bathrooms, stalls, woo. So we needed the blind spot of one camera. So every other day, because we had A days and B days, for my math period, his language arts period, we would go in there, have a quick fuck, come back out. I told the teacher I had irritable bowels, which wasn't far off. Yeah, seriously, who wasn't a weird fuck? The guy that I met at Office Depot when I was 15, he was 25. He took me out for sushi and took me back to his place, and he fucked me underneath this giant wall of his collection of Beanie Babies. And he cried. I'm just I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that. I don't know. Or the guy that like paid me $500 to burn the bottom of my feet with a lighter, which is fine because my feet are callous as fuck. I could barely feel it, and your feet heal really fast. London sex life is weird. London sex life was kind of whatever now. But yeah, before just the entire everything was weird. Yeah. Alright, this video is really long. Bye.